Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm so excited to have you guys on the Gray Zone today. It's yet another wonderful Saturday, and we are glad to have a guest from India, and this is Krishti, and she is a poet and an author. And guys, I just can't wait to share her awesomeness. This young girl has won so many awards and has co-authored with a couple of other authors and has been published, and now she has her own book with all her poems that she has been able to write during this lockdown. So we are so excited to dive into this interview. I hope you guys learned something from her. The Gray Zone is basically about bringing you youth from different parts of the world that have something great they're doing in their community, something that they can share with you, and you can pick a leaf. You could be inspired to be a poet. You could learn something from her that you can use along your day to day life. And so let's just dive into before her interview, we'll just have the intro and then hello, let's get into the interview with Krishti, and just take your time, listen. Please invite the kids to watch and listen to her interview. Thank you. We'll ask you to tell us about yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Yes, my name is Krishti Khandelwal. I am 12 years old and I'm from Delhi, India. And I study in Shri Venkateshwar International School. I love astronomy, astrophysics, and philosophy, and I especially love to learn. I also like drawing and painting sometimes. I would love to discuss quite some concepts of philosophy and astrophysics with anybody. But however, when at a coffee table, I would love to pen down my thoughts into words. I'm very fascinated by writing poetry and writing in general because it's always something I wanted to do. In this season, that means lockdown, I got to get more creative, and I let my thoughts flow freely. And with that, I wrote so many poems, and it was just so beneficial for me. I love writing poetry.
Where do you draw your inspiration from?
I draw my inspiration from the universe in general. Like everything over here is so amazing. People, my friends, my family, the culture, and nature. There's so much amazing thing in this universe, and my mother helps me. My mother encourages me to write more poetry.
That you said everything around you inspires you. I wish everybody could pick a leaf from that, because there's so much around us, and some people are just going like, I don't know where to start. Start where you are. Yeah. So it should be made accessible and cool, especially for the young audience. You know how everybody thinks poetry is for old people, or the Shakespeare kind and all that. You get. So how can it be more, yeah, more?
Firstly, I think so that poetry should be like considered as as art. It is art, and also poetry should be everywhere. It shouldn't be like something that should be hard. Also, I really think that easy poems which are easy to understand would be a great start for people to start appreciating poetry. And I don't think so anybody should rather stress about understanding every single thing in poems. It should just we should just try to get what the moral is about that poem, or what the thought is in that poem, or the emotion.
That's a very good point. Like, it should be easy. And I bet that's where we should all start. If you really want to get deeper into poetry, begin with the easy stuff. Yeah. Do you ever get to recite with large audiences?
I haven't recited my poems in front of a large audience because I just started writing poetry in the lockdown. But like also I've never had stage fright because I would rather always be focused on what I'm doing than thinking what the others are thinking. And I recommend this to everyone. We should rather focus on how we're performing and what we're performing instead of focusing what the other people are thinking.
You're so right, because if you're going to listen to everything around you, you get like listen to everyone's opinions, then you're taking in other people's fears. So if somebody is afraid to talk in public or speak in public, then you're going to feel the same way. And yet, had you tried it, it could have been easier for you. So that's a what do most written poems have in common to you? What would you say?
The most well-written poems, the thing that most well-written poems have in common is that the thoughts and the emotions are expressed very clearly. Like the thought in the poet's head is put down into words really nicely and really neatly, and it's very nice to read it, or to recite it.
How important is accessibility of meaning? Should one have to work like really, really hard to understand your poem? Does that make it the best poem, or should it just be something that I can read and just pick a point, even if I'm not like a poet or somebody that will just interpret them?
I don't think so. Anybody should take quite some time and hard work to understand my poem, because then it will not be a poem. It will be a riddle, and poetry should be poetry should express a thought and emotions nicely and to the audience, and not everybody in the audience is a poet, or someone who solves riddle very nicely.
From your poems, which one is your favorite, and what was the purpose?
I actually really like all my poems. I'm really proud of writing them all. I can mention some of my poems. I really like the poem Death and Procrastinate and uh, This Year I Planted a Tree. Procrastinate is my favorite because it's really funny. It really expresses how it feels to procrastinate and the end result, and it makes me laugh every time. I can
Are you
recite
talking
it.
about me? Because I do that a lot. Sometimes I'm like, okay.
It happens with me also. I can recite it. You are given an important task to do. You have enough time. With that news, all the other stuff comes to you. You have to play Minecraft, watch a movie you hate, do something that you don't do as often until it's too late. Then you panic and internally scream and run across the room, and you go crazy. You meet your doom. And you start to do that stuff like you completely forgot how to do it. But sometimes you gain superpowers and do it at the very last minute. Of course, you leave your soul behind every time you procrastinate. It turns something you love into something you hate.
You are so mean. Did you have to write about me when you were meeting me? And that's really awesome. That's really awesome. And so many of us do it. And and the amazing thing is there's some people that will do it and still nail what they have to do. Does using sound devices aid in conveying the theme, or do you just think it's okay? I don't have to use anything else.
I use alliteration and assonance in my poems quite a lot, and sometimes I use imagery and simile in my poems.
Okay. And if somebody wants to get into poetry, is that something they should look into, or can they even just come as they are and they would still nail it?
Firstly, I would really hope that they like my poem and they can understand it. And
Yes.
they should like get into poetry because poetry is a form of art and a short way and a really nice way to express a thought and emotion. And I really think that art is something really important for us.
Awesome. So what books are you reading?
I have read many books like The Secret Seven, Geronimo Stilton,
Yeah.
and I and this one book called Sudhamurti, The Magic Drum. Wait a second, let me just take off my virtual background.
Mhm. Oh.
Yes, there is this book which
Yeah.
is Sudhamurti and the Magic Drum and other favorite stories. It has quite some tales and I love to read it again and again. It really makes me happy. And I
That's
really love
great.
her books.
That's awesome. If you love reading, then I just want to listen to your poems on and on. What have been your achievements in poetry, and how far do you plan to take them, to take the art?
Yes, in 2021, I got Young Authors Award from the following. I got I the Child Prodigy Global Kids Achievement Awards and Literoma Young Achievers Award. I'm also co-author of many books. One Right to Unite, Wonderful Words, published by Young Writers UK. Right to Unite, Inspiring Words, published by Young Writers UK. The Exceptional: A Stream of Emotions, published by Black Eyes Publication in India. Lockdown Kaleidoscope, published by India Cafe 24 India. Flames of the Imagination, published by Sri Hind Publications. The Exceptional Winter Blooms, published by Black Eyes Publication. Destiny of the Solistic, published by Sri Hind Publications, and many more. I've also published a book of my own. It's called The Symphony of My Words by Krishti Khandelwal, and it has all the poems I've wrote.
That's really cool. I just can't wait to share. I'm gonna make sure I share the link to your book, and because I just can't get wait to get my hands on it. And about your achievements, girl, that's awesome. Because this is a very short time, and whatever you can get your hands on, wherever you can share your poetry or share your work, just go ahead and do it. No matter how small it is, just do it. Because you just need to put your. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to get your book. I'm going to include your link in this video and interview. And oh yeah, I have another question. Have you tried to monetize your work? And if yes, where can somebody get it?
I'm not going. I've not tried to monetize my work in such a way that I would earn money off my poetry. But
Yeah.
yes, I would love to. I love publishing my poems. I want everybody to read my poems and get the information I'm trying to give.
Mhm.
And like the book I mentioned, the Symphony of My Words, the profit I'll get from that book would be donated to those who are in need.
Aw, thank you so much. That is one thing that I'm trying to make sure that kids realize that yes, you can have a gift, you can have a talent, but it's not just for you. God could have given it to somebody else, but He's sharing it with you so that you can bless other people with it too. So, you being able to share your proceeds from that book with the needy is very inspiring, and trust me, you're going to be blessed with it. and you're going to get more ideas. You even from just the people that you help, you will be surprised that they could be your next inspiration. They could be the next poem. I don't know. Like there's always something from helping. There's something great about helping. And so as we conclude today, what advice would you have for children your age that are planning to that want to do something, that are dying to do something with themselves?
Yes, firstly, I would love kids should be more interested in learning. Like everybody should always be out searching for other things. They never let your curiosity die. It's something very important. It's what has helped humanity come to this level. And always ask questions, never stop asking them, and always try to look out for answers. And also please leave perfectionism. Stop getting stop always aiming for perfect, because it's not going to help anytime soon. Like, I used to be a perfectionist, and I would always be disappointed with what I've created, but after I left it, I practiced leaving it. Everything in my life became so much brighter. I used to think it was bright already, but it became so much brighter.
That's a very good one. Yeah, if you want to do something, then just focus on doing it, and perfectionism can actually hold you back. I I always love to tell people about myself. Like it took me forever. Somebody would, when I started, somebody would order a piece of jewelry from me, and I would make it. I would take a picture of it. They would love it. And when I'm about to deliver it, I feel like it's not nice. I just break it down and start all over. And like it would take me forever to just deliver one piece. And yet the client said, I like it. So for me, it wasn't about them liking it, it was about me liking it. I'm like, I think there's something missing. And it took me forever to get out of one place. So that's what perfectionism can actually do. And you're so right. So I want to thank you so much for your time. I want to thank you for what you are doing. And I am going to share your link with everybody that gets to see your interview. And the other thing I want to do is like I told you, we share your stories, not just for people to watch and go. It's about you inspiring others and us also trying to see what we can do to make to help you get better or keep doing. Know that what you're doing is great. So, like I said, it's a small nonprofit. We're not that big yet, but we're gonna get there. With people like you, I bet the world is going to be a better place. Everything we do is going to be better. So we want to help your art, so your work with. We're just going to make a donation to yours, and we hope that you can invest in what you're doing, and it can help you pull off whatever you want to do. And we wish you the very best. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just keep doing what you do. It's all going to be great. Um,
Hi, everybody. Yes, um, I am hoping you had a good time listening to Krishti and listening to the way she has been able to achieve so much in such a short and difficult time. Yes, so many of us have had to go through the lockdown, and sometimes you're like,
what can I do with myself? Some of us are not used to staying home for that long, or being forced to stay home. But within this time, for people that still have lockdowns, some countries still do, this should be the time for you to discover yourself. Discover yourself, do more things around you. And for kids, this is the time to start. Do what makes you happy. Turn it into something that can help the world, that can help the people around you, and we can make this place a better place. Like, be the change you want to see. Yes, so this is really great. Mamai Art Gallery made a donation to Krishti's initiative, and so I am calling out all of you, everybody that loves to listen to this show and love to meet the kids that we bring to this show. Feel free to make a donation of any amount. What we do is, when we find kids that are worth showing other kids and other youth, we make a donation to what they do as an organization. So for us to be able to continue supporting other kids, like the poets and the poets you have met here, the crafters, and all the kids that are yet to come onto this show, please feel free to support us, and feel free to make a donation, make suggestions on what can make the show better, suggest kids that you have met in your community that are doing something that is worth sharing with others, something that can inspire other kids and other youth to be better people. So feel free. My email is mamaiartgallery@gmail.com, and our website is www.mamaiartgallery.org. Please feel free to share any comments, any advice, and any donations that we will later share with all our guests that come on. Thank you so much, and see you again next Saturday. Thank you so much. Have a good one.